Hello, I'm Kevin Straub from Central Canada. We hope you are enjoying the studies on this most important topic of God's character, as God's people are coming into an understanding of its implications for our lives and for our spiritual journey, and, most importantly, for the success of God's plans for the finishing of the work on earth. To help spread this message far and wide, and to equip the saints in learning, we have some resources produced by Fourth Angel Publications. In this short info session, we're going to talk about the book As He Is, Issues in the Character of God Controversy. And then we want to introduce you to a free, downloadable, 15-part trifold tract series. First, the book. Let me start with just a few of the many responses I've received over the years that go like this. S. Myers from Tennessee writes in saying, I have only read 3 chapters and I'm stunned to the core of my being how so important is this book, As He Is. Where can I get more? Thank you so much. Tony from Queensland, Australia says, my wife and I are reading this all and feel such a strong conviction of truth. Bless you for taking the time to appeal to both the intellect and heart. Jennifer from Florida says, my dad has read your book 4 times and he carries it wherever he goes. We would like to get a case of them. As He is a wonderful tool for exploring the basics of the message, as well as delving into deeper themes and even some specific biblical narratives that have puzzled many regarding the nature of God's character and government. In it, you will find discussions of the subject of God's character in relation to the great controversy over the law of God, and how this is the core of the epic war in which we find ourselves. We look at Christ Jesus as the true witness of God's character as His primary mission. We explore what is the nature of divine wrath, and the importance of bringing together all the texts about God's actions that might seem to contradict each other, that we might see the inspired account as a harmonious whole, with no inconsistency in how God destroys. We explore the theological concept of divine permissive will, where it seems that God condones violence as a means of advancing righteousness. And yes, some of those famous Bible stories. When the subject of God's character is discussed, inevitably folks will raise the specter of that awesome God who, in the biblical account, wiped out 5 cities, including Sodom and Gomorrah, burning alive multitudes using liquid fire. And that pales in comparison with the Great Flood, where He apparently brought on a genocide on such a scale that it stands to this day as the worst disaster of all time, destroying almost everyone alive on the entire face of the earth. We look at Pharaoh and the plagues of Egypt, the 7 last plagues, and the final fires of destruction after the millennium, and much more, all of which is sure to bring many aha moments. The layout of the book is designed to be compatible with a study group for group reading and discussion. You will find primer questions at the beginning of every chapter. Published by the Seventh-day Adventist Publishing House, Teach Services Incorporated, and endorsed by the late Herbert E. Douglas, elder statesman in Adventism, and by Elder D. D. Devnich, former president of the Canadian Union, and others, it will be an unforgettable read and a resource you will refer to over and over. I dare say you may not want to lend it out because you may not get it back. But the good news is you can purchase many copies for your sharing program. There are price breaks available for volume purchases. Order from me directly for the best price. You can see the email address there on the screen. Now, about the tracts. Fourth Angel Publications has produced a series of 15 tracts in 2 sets for your personal overview of the message, as well as for use in sharing. These are currently designed as trifolds to print out on standard letter paper 8.5 by 11. You can see in this picture from the Kenya National Camp Meeting that we set up an assembly line for compiling the tracts. Every household in attendance took home a full set for their studies. There are 7 in the first set, called CGA, and there are 8 in the second set, called CGB. You can pause this video to look at the titles on the screen. The first set is a basic primer to the Character of God message, while the second set advances the subjects. These are available, again, as free downloads from my Dropbox. Again, you may pause this video to obtain this link. Here is the link to a document that will guide you in downloading all the tracts. Or, for reading on your computer in regular format, all of them are compiled into a single document that you may obtain at the following link. Or, as perhaps the easiest option, just write to me at my email address, straub@direct.ca, or find my personal page on Facebook by typing in God Destroys No One, all one word, and then you can message me there. It is our prayer that God richly bless you as you advance in knowledge, understanding, and personal experience with Him, as you learn of Him in this great message of His character of love.